Okay, chalk and chalkboard art is such a rage right now. It's just absolutely crazy. So I wanted to show you how to use a little General's white charcoal pencil and a stencil to make really beautiful chalk art without having to know how to do like hand art and lettering. So the first thing we'll do is we'll get our stencil lined up, and then I've got it taped down so that I don't have to be too careful and stuff like that. What we want to do is we want to start methodically. We want to start at the top and work our way down, because you don't want to be running your hands through things. I've got a whole bucket of chalk things and stuff like this. You can choose any of these chalk colors to paint with. And then we've got some ink, paint, and chalk brushes that are really, really fantastic for blending, and I'll show you how to use those. Okay, so the first thing that we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll just line and fill this in. These sharpen beautifully in my electric pencil sharpener. So we line first because when it's sharp, it will make the best line. And if you have to go in and get some detail after you've sharpened again, then that's perfectly fine as well. So this is like anybody can do this, super easy. Get it all lined, fill it in. Okay, and then you're just going to go ahead and do little scribbles and squeakles, scribbles and squeakles, and fill it in. Okay, and then after we're done doing all of the details, I'll show you the next step. Okay, and on the banner part, I think the banner for me is going to be in a color, so I'm just going to go ahead and line it. This is a really easy cheater way to trace. So I'll just go ahead and get it lined, and look how fast that goes. And then I'll base coat that, so I won't do this word right now. Alright, so then we're going to do the big reveal. Actually, what I'm going to do is take my tape, hold everything in place, and do these last little lines. Okay, and then we'll just lift it straight up, and there's our chalked words. Okay, the next little step that you'll do is you'll take the, let's see which one this is, the large flat blend, and then you want to just make sure by tapping that you're nice and blended. I'm going to use a paper towel to clean up. And that just gives it the really kind of soft, faded, chalky look. Anything that gets outside the lines, we're going to use these point blends. These are really kind of magical brushes. So if you don't like something, they come to a little fat point, and you can just run it along and clean anything up that you don't like. Okay, so that is how we're going to keep it all nice and tidy. Don't touch your lines, because the lines will get all blended up and stuff. And let's see. Yeah, that's looking really good. So anything like out here, just take it and clean it up. Anything you don't like, you can just wipe it off and then redo it. Do wait until your area is dry before you go in there dusting, because otherwise your dust will stick to the wet spots. And actually, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking that I probably could have done this through my stencil, and that would have been a little bit neater, because I'm making a little bit of a mess. So now I'll just go in and get a little tool. I've got an acrylic bridge, which is a wonderful way to keep your hands out of things that you don't want to mess up. Make sure your water is clean. Remember to leave little ghost tracks. cute. I love the idea of the rustic chalkboard with the chalk lettering instead of it being crispy. Make it down here. Alright, and anything that is not bridged that I want to have bridged, or anything that is bridged that I don't want to have bridged, I'm going to just go through and freehand connect them. And that'll just help it read a little bit better. Okay, and the big secret to making it stick is to take Krylon Workable Fixative, and you're going to shake it up really well in a well-ventilated area, read the directions on the can, and then you're going to mist it, and you're not going to mist it down, like and spraying it that way. You're going to mist it up and let the mist land on it. Okay, so you don't want to mist at it, you want to mist over it and let it land. And you could do a couple really fine landings, and then you'll find that your chalk is in place. Alright, now that I have the main design done, I'm going to add a little bit of drop shading. So I'm going to add drop shading to the lower, let's see, the left side. So that just will make the letters appear just a little bit more full. If you mess up, you just take your little point blend and you just wet it and wash it off. I think I'm probably only going to do the cup. I think that is good for me. Okay, we're going to add some drop shading with Lamp Black, which is kind of cool that we can do that because it is lamp black in the background, but because we've sanded and done that brown, it actually shows just a little bit. And it just gives those chalk letters just a little bit more pop. Just keeping my brush on its toe, following the line of the letter, not worrying about staying in, like right on the edge of the letter or anything like that. Alright, so we're going to add a little bit more detail. Just going to go with my chalk pencil, nice and sharpened. And right on that letter, I'm going to add a thickish outline to the edge. Anything I don't like, I can just wipe off and correct. You can add a little bit more highlights to your details. Make everything kind of pop out more. We're not going to blend these. There's a thing that your thumb does. So, like I'm in my 50s now, but there's a thing that your thumb does where sometimes it doesn't allow you to do like a perfect rotation. So you need to know what that limitation is and stop. I can't draw it down and pull it up. So right about this area of an arch, I lose it and I start getting wobbly. So you want to make sure that if that's your area that you do that, that you go ahead and stop and then move your hand and finish the line. Just in case yours does that too. I'm assuming everybody's is about the same.